Wouldn't it be amazing to know which characters were gonna be in the next Smash Bros game? Well, you're about to. What was that? Hello? Nintendo obviously chooses the most requested characters to be in the next Smash Bros. Because that's more likely to get bought. So I was thinking, why don't I just poll the people to see which are the most popular characters to be in Smash Bros. Already, so we can know before going into the next Smash game. Because if this video was just which characters I would want in Smash, it would just be Peter Pan, but that's probably not very likely. The most unexpected! Wow, what an unexpected transition! And that is because before we get into the top 10 most wanted characters in Smash 6, I wanted to share the award-winning most unexpected character someone voted for. So Nintendo, if you're listening, listen up. Earthworm Jim, who got 2 votes.
Sweet doggy!
He's straight out of the 90s. He runs around shooting people with an Uzi, whips people with his own head, and is just a funny character.
Whoa, Nelly!
However, another award I would like to give out is the Real Life Award. There were 3 candidates that stood out as incredible characters to add to Smash 6, even though they are real life people. And our first runner-up is John Cena! Doot, 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 doot. I don't want to get copyright strike. I think he would be great. He would be a grappler, which would be fun to verse and play against, which we need to start thinking about, people, because it is very important. Our final runner-up for the Real Life Award, who got 3 votes, is LeBron James. People suggested his alt costumes could be different jerseys, which is an easy layup. Maybe a slam dunk. Alley-oop. And his moveset is already kind of figured out, because if you didn't know, he's literally already in a platform fighter. Multiverses. Which, too bad, isn't a great game. But our winner for the Real Life Award is none other than Director Cogger from the Underdogs channel, which I'm a part of. Bit offended I didn't win. He got an incredible 4 votes, and one of the responses actually gave an entire moveset, which has amazing references if you do know the Underdogs. If not, hopefully it's still funny anyways. Let me quickly read it out. Side B, he dashes forward with the Super Blooper. Neutral B tries the salami, where he throws salami at the opponent. Up B is a tether with his mullet. Chilometer, the more damage you've taken, the less damage the move does. His final smash is Time to Win, which slows down the game with 2 giant clock hands, and he just spins around and hits people. His up tilt is the crane, throwing a ping pong ball like he does in Fear Pong. Forward smash, Little Z spawns in, chugs a beer, and burps at his opponent. Up smash, Hopcat does a backflip, which kicks the opponent. Down smash, Popper 1, Blimpy Man, I suddenly appear and kick them in the head. And forward tilt is the Therapist Smack. Now our final award before we move on to the top 10 characters that are actually extremely likely to be in the next Smash 6 game. Oh, that guy? Award. These are the responses that made me go, oh, that guy? I remember him. And they all made me do it, so they all win the award. Sly Cooper from Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Sackboy from Little Big Planet. Henry Stickman from my web browser. Crazy Dave from Plants vs. Zombies. Spyro from when I got to play it at my friend's house as a kid. And Lego Yoda from Lego Star Wars. Top 10 most wanted Smash characters. Alright, it's time to get into the meat potatoes. Let me know in the comments who you think is most likely to be in the next Smash game. At number 10 with 20 votes, we have Toad. Let's get into what you guys responded with. Toad, he is almost in every Mario game. I want him in so bad. Pause. Because he is super silly and the costumes write themselves. Captain Toad, Toadette, Toadsworth, different colored toads. And I agree, Toad should definitely be in Smash Bros. Let me try to do a Toad voice.
I agree! Toad should definitely be in Smash Bros! His upbeat could...
But with 20 votes, it's actually not that much compared to the other characters we have coming up, such as number 9. I actually can't say number 9 without thinking of, I have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large. Anyways, with 22 votes, we have Shadow the Hedgehog from the Sonic games. People pointed out some obvious special moves should be Chaos Spears, probably as a side special. Chaos Control would be a move similar to Bayonetta where you slow down the opponent. Chaos Blast would be similar to Zedoburn's Neutral Bee in Rivals of Aether. And he would have awesome movement because he'd be flying around with his little jet shoes. Like, maybe he could be like Rob's Up B. Shadow would be super fun. He's also incredibly well known, and I'm sure he would have some hilarious voice lines, especially as his taunts.
It's so sad that Steve Jobs died of Ligma.
Who the hell is Steve Jobs?
Ligma balls.
Oh wow, what an iconic Shadow line. At number 8, with 25 votes. Ah, did I scare ya? Not as scary as how good of a deal it is to become a member for only $4. Anyways, enjoy the video. So we have Paper Mario. You guys pointed out he would be extremely different to Mario. He would use the hammer for his regular attacks. His special moves could be his up B, he turns into a paper plane. Side special or forward smash could be a crazy move where his hands get really long and he hits his opponent, but it should not be too overpowered because we have had that before and that is terrible. And he would definitely have an awesome moveset that involves switching out different partners for different attacks. Similar to how Shulk has a bunch of Monados, Paper Mario could have a bunch of partners that come in and do a specific attack. Number 7 with 27 votes is Rayman, who I personally didn't realize is still such a popular video game character. But I was looking on YouTube and this random walkthrough has 4.8 million views. This one has 9.2 million views showing off the bosses, and this one showing off the music levels has 11 million views. Which, to be fair, the music levels are incredibly cool. This guy or girl, let's be honest, 95% chance it's a guy, pointed out that Rayman Legends and Origins moveset is perfect for Smash since Rayman already has distinct directional attacks on the ground and in the air, and he already has a dash tag because his game is already like a platform fighter already, so you could essentially pop him straight into Smash Bros. It would be perfect. He's a fun character, and at this point, Rayman is a character, is a bit of a video game legend, so I think it would be awesome. Number 6 with 37 votes is Dante from Devil May Cry. Everyone was saying he's extremely charismatic, very cool, just an awesome guy, and you should subscribe to Poppet One. And for Dante, they were saying he's also very charismatic. Reminds me of Bayonetta in so many ways, to be honest. In his games, he's also very funny and very witty, kind of similar to Bayonetta as well.
I'm 1,200 years old.
You don't look a day over 12,000.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
And he would just have cool gameplay because in his games, he's always aura farming. Like, bro, imagine a bunch of demons jump on you like this. You got a gun right there, buddy. And instead, you decide to kill them with pizza. Aura farming. Anyways, what would he actually be like in Smash Bros? I think he would be a fast-paced sword character, which would be very fun. Think of Roy, think of Chrom. But he would also probably fly around and have crazy combos as well, because in the game, you kind of do crazy combos similar to how Bayonetta works in her games. Number 5 with 35 votes is Hornet from Hollow Knight Silksong. And I personally think it would be absolutely amazing for an indie game character to be in Smash Bros. No freaking Sans bloody me brawler head does not count. And Hornet is once again already a fighter. In a platform, it will translate very easily. You guys had some great points that it would be similar to Shulk switching between Monados, with Hornet switching between crests, which is essentially, it would do the same thing. And it's probably a good time to mention that number 4 with 38 votes is the Knight from Hollow Knight. People be loving Hollow Knight. It might be some recency bias. I think either one of them would be awesome. They would be fast. They would be flying around doing crazy combos. They would probably have a terrible recovery, which would be very fun. As someone who loves competitive Smash Bros, I think people, we really need to be... I'm looking directly at you right now. We need to think about how they will be in Smash Bros as a character. It's so important. Number 3 with 46 votes, we had Bandana Waddle Dee. Everyone pointed out that he is the 4th main character in the Kirby games who isn't in Smash Bros, the other being Kirby, King Dedede, and Meta Knight. And so I personally think if you're in some kind of gambling betting system, put your money on Bandana Waddle Dee, because the creator of Kirby, Sakurai, is also the creator of Smash Bros. So I think it's extremely high chance Bandana Waddle Dee will be in the next Smash game. Now, I am a little scared because his main attack is throwing a spear and having a long-ranged weapon, which is maybe quite campy. But there has never actually been a Smash character with a spear, so it would be something new. Bandana Waddle Dee has already been added to almost every Smash Bros spin-off or mod. People have been wanting this character for so long. He got put in Super Smash Flash 2 in like 2016. And in 2022, people, an extremely popular fake trailer was made. It had 5.5 million views from King Bob, this fake trailer. That is more than the official Steve trailer that got 5 million views. It's more than double Sora's trailer. People want Waddle Dee at Smash Bros so bad. I think he's definitely going to be in there, but he is not as wanted as number 2, who came in with 51 votes, Crash Bandicoot. You guys were literally begging to have him put in. Now, I know number 1 has like over 100 votes, but for me, inside of this top 10, I want Crash Bandicoot in the most. As far back as my memory allows me to go, the very beginnings of like the first video game character I ever saw, it's Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1 at my cousin's house. A lot of you might not understand how popular this character was. Like, he still is popular, but he was PlayStation's Mario. And PlayStation, when it was first coming out, was insanely big. There was Crash Bandicoot racing games, Crash Bandicoot adventure games, and I just know he would be such a fun character to have in Smash Bros, and he must still be pretty popular, even though his popularity peaked, I reckon, in the 90s, early 2000s. If you look him up on YouTube, there's walkthroughs of his game that have 13 million views or 8 million views more recently in the last 4 years. Crash's neutral B would obviously be a spin move. Side B would be throwing Wumpa Fruit. Down B could be a shield breaker similar to Yoshi's, but with a belly flop. Up B could be like a box spawns under him and he jumps off it, similar to how Sonic like jumps off his spring. Not similar to how Steve makes boxes. No, not that, not that, not that. Dash attack would be him sliding on the ground like Mario does. Crash Bandicoot would be a perfect character in Smash Bros. He is one of gaming's just my most iconic legends of all time, but he is not as iconic as the number 1 most wanted character with 102 votes. Double second place. And you know that same person who did the fake Waddle Dee trailer that got 5.5 million views? This character's fake trailer got 9.2 million views. This character is wanted by everyone. I think he's pretty much guaranteed in Smash 6. And that is Waluigi. Some responses were, I genuinely have an emotional attachment to this meme, and I would go nuts if it finally happened. I would main him even if he's bottom 1. I would eat my own poo if it meant Waluigi got into Smash Bros. He's always been my favorite character. He has charisma. He has charm. I want him in Smash to cause some harm. That is a sick bar. There are literally endless memes about how ridiculous it is that Waluigi is not in Smash Bros. They could definitely make him a fun moveset from all the sports games he's been in. Like in Smash Bros. Ultimate, he, by the way, is an assist trophy that uses a tennis racket, so the tennis racket would be a move. I don't know what happened if someone in Nintendo lost a bet or something, but how did Piranha Plant get into Smash Bros. For Waluigi? That's actually a crime, bro.